Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Google is pretty big. We all know this. The first time I saw Google, I thought it was a joke. The user interface, it was just so, to me, poorly designed. To that point, I was still using MSN search as my default search, way back in the day. We're talking, I grew up with Lycos and Web Crawler, and see, what were some of the other classic search engines that we relied on? Yahoo, even, back when they were still just a directory. The challenge that I am facing on an increasing basis with Google, and yes, I realize I'm using YouTube Live, a Google service, to broadcast this, and YouTube to post the video, is that they're getting really big. Really big, and that worries me, because I know their motto is do no evil. Hopefully, no being spelled N-O, not K-N-O-W. But when you give any one company this much power, and you use it so frequently, and so much of your life is tied into it, that's dangerous. They recently did a round of updates that hurt a lot of legitimate content publishers. They slapped us pretty hard, actually. And, we've been working to combat that, for the greater part of a year. So we really appreciate the support that you give when you subscribe to the Locker No Mean Mail newsletter, when you subscribe to our RSS feed, when you link back to our blog posts. We appreciate it, because Google sees that as an indication that we are creating content that you appreciate. But Google is not working in your best interest. They are a company, they're a business, they're an enterprise. They're working in their best interest. They've got to stay around, right? That should kind of concern you. But where are you going to turn for search beyond Google? Well, you can take it in-house, possibly. And there's a project that, kind of hit the web by storm just today. At least this is the first time I got a flood of information about it. In fact, their search server crashed. It's a peer-to-peer search engine called YaCy. Y-A-C-Y. And in my estimation, this could be a formidable opponent to Google. I know you say, well, Bing tried and Bing didn't succeed. Bing, there's another private company. We're talking about a peer-to-peer search engine, and we described exactly how it works in the article that we linked in the show notes. Let's see here. Give me a second. I'm going to pull it up here if the server's working, just to show you kind of what it looks like. Not that much to look at. Then again, neither is Google. YaCy, or YaCy, decentralized web search by the people, for the people. It's decentralized, completely decentralized. Free world, public YaCy community. So you can install different iterations just for local searches. But I foresee a day where this could take on Google directly. Now, yes, spammers could certainly infiltrate. They likely will. I mean, they're going to go where the money is. But you, instead of going through Google and Google search results, which they used to be better than they are. I think they've kind of slipped in recent, with the Panda update, I would argue that they did slip. But going towards a decentralized open web search seems to me that that's the future of search, is completely open. Like I've said for the longest period of time that the future of software is open. And that's something that, you have to consider. Every time you go to Google and you do a search result, they're tracking something. Well, YaCy ain't tracking nothing. It's just beginning. And I think its promise and potential is gigantic. And if anybody should be worried, it's Google, because they're top dog. And the fact that it is open and decentralized creates this powerful network of ways to get to the content or the information that you need to get to. I think this could very well, I'm not going to say hurt Google. I'm not going to say kill Google at all, but I think it will give them some really stiff competition. I believe that more so than Bing. Bing's done their best, but it's still a private enterprise. Microsoft, they're a company. We're not talking about a company. The name of it again, Brown Tech X. As I've linked it, you can look in the show notes right here, even for the live page. Peer-to-peer search engine YaCy takes on Google. And you know, their mission may not be to topple Google. I mean, that's a bad mission to have. You never want to set up a mission to destroy another company. You're going to fail, or you should fail. But I think they're going to move the ball forward, if only because I think people realize, hey, my life's getting tracked. I don't like that. And, you know, Google has done a lot for search, but they've also done a bit to hurt search. They've done a good job, but they're the only game in town. I hate to say that. There needs to be competition. There really does. Google's search needs a competitor. Bing is not it. It's not it. Not even close. YaCy's got a chance. I mean, there's enough of a differentiating factor along the open ethos lines that it makes a compelling story. You can download and install it on your own if you want, if you're a programmer or a developer. This is something to keep your eye out for. I'm glad that we were able to surface this information for you, if only to let you know that something like this exists. You can read why, even further, why we believe that this is going to be a big deal. You know, especially in relation to Google, because you know, the need for privacy in search and the need to have this peer-to-peer network, this database that doesn't rely on one provider. I think it's just the beginning of a pretty radical change. How it will succeed, that remains to be seen. But I certainly wanted to let you know about this new tool. We wrote up the article. Thanks for checking out. If you have any thoughts on that, you know, you of course are welcome to let us know. You'll leave a comment, I'm sure, and share the link if you want. And then of course index us if you decide to install your own version of that on your own server and make the world a better place. Make the web a tighter place for all of us to traverse.